And then the big piece of business is that yesterday morning, our hard drive failed. We lost 5 terabytes of video projects, blah, blah, blah. But thank you, Emily of the past and Peter of the past. They are not permanently lost because we have online backups. So the thing I didn't realize is that I can download stuff directly from my online cloud, I guess it is. But I can only do that 20 gigabytes at a time, and even that takes like an hour. So I just today ordered a drive that will have the full everything. And I even emailed them to make sure, like, so have you ever successfully delivered a drive to China? And their answer was, we can send a drive to China. So this might still be a gamble, but the information is all there, and I'm downloading bit by bit the stuff we need immediately. So it was not, this is the best $60 I ever spent for backup. And then Peter on his half, he noticed something was going wrong, and so he saved some key files in a different place, just in case they disappeared. And also, we're like 20 videos ahead. We have 20 videos.
As of right now, we have 60 videos that are on YouTube.
We have 60 videos on YouTube.
That are not published yet.
Yeah, so you, the viewer, should not notice any gap in production.
Which is something that
thanks to our planning.
Yeah, we've been working on for a long time to make sure that whether it's computer stuff, again, working in computer media industry for so long, we know that like the paper needs to go out the next day.
Yeah.
So running ourselves is that operation of like, if the computer could break down, the government could run into turmoil, something could happen where tomorrow you can't get any work done.
A computer could explode.
Yeah. This way,
coming up on its 8th birthday.
This way, at the very least, we can still do work and we can still put out work and no one would know. But it's interesting to tell you how awesome we are that we figured it all out.
Yeah, well, because it was like, I almost did throw up at one point thinking about the work that potentially was lost. And then when it wasn't lost, it was like, it's still a bummer to have to put the pieces back together, but it's not. Because losing the work is not just like, oh, now we don't have that work. It also is like a big demoralizing blow to like the desire to make future work.
Well, yeah, like when I see other people, and not just like other YouTubers, but I mean, always in any kind of medium where a person has said that they were working on something and then they lost it all, whether it's because they work on a computer and they didn't back something up, or they didn't make a double backup, or they spilled coffee on something.
And we know to do this because we also have lost stuff.
It's having that kind of, when anyone tells you a story of like, oh, sorry I didn't upload any videos in the past 2 weeks, you know, I stepped on my camera and then a cat ate it. And you're like, you should have had 2 cats as a backup.
2 cat backup, at least. And it does, like, when you're setting it up, it does always seem excessive. Like, why do I need a physical backup and then a cloud backup and then an offsite backup? But like,
it's insurance.
You do, because digital media is not as stable as we pretend that it is. I was just thinking about this when I was home in America, listening to people talk on cell phones and how much people, like, here, I don't talk on the phone that much, but I had maybe been attributing it to, like, maybe China doesn't have as robust a network. But China might have a more robust network because there's a lot of like, hey, I can't hear you, call me back. And like, I remember 20 years ago, oh my goodness, I'm so old. 15 years ago, resisting cell phones because, like, why would I pay so much more money for a phone that's crappier than my house phone? Yeah. And now, like, no one has a house phone, but the phone is still as crappy.
Or you held on to your iPad, your brick. I don't even know what you call them anymore.
Oh,
your iBrick for like
the iPod Classic. I still have it in a drawer somewhere. It doesn't charge on the new chargers though.
It died like 15 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
With the hope that someday, because were you gonna buy a new one?
Yeah.
Like
I think I replaced.
You bought a Nano, and then like your phone actually did more work than your Nano did. So.
Yeah. And so that was frustrating to think of, like, phones have not gotten better.
I remember,
and they don't have to, because everyone just buys them anyway.
Yeah. I remember when going from analog recording for music, and it took long enough to figure out, like, how do tapes work, physically wind tapes and make them move in a machine, to what we're using right now with this music that I just wrote seconds before we started recording. That the digital world in between there, 8-track recorders, the beginning of digital recording was so confusing. Like, things just didn't patch into where they were supposed to go. Like, I probably spent like a good 10 years of not working on anything because it was so hard. Like, I bought the stuff and was like, this is crap. Like, I'm not going to buy anything more until they fix their shit, because I can't now it's just a matter of, like, hey, I got all these instruments, what do I plug it into? That one right there? Okay, good, let's record an album, and you're gone.
Well, yes, in some ways, in many ways, in a lot of ways, digital has made life easier. But the fact that phones are so terrible still is, like...
The waiting for those in-between parts of, like, is this one good or this one not?
Right, yeah.
Is probably just wait. Or buy the new one. Yeah. But moaning about it.
I mean, in terms of digital storage, no digital storage is good. Yeah. I looked into this a lot. There's no good solution. So just back your stuff up, because it's going to fail.
Yeah.
And we did. So thank you to the past us for being so prepared.
And if there's anything that we want to be tutorial about, back your stuff.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you a tutorial on that. Go figure it out yourself.